Namaste, everyone, and I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. Thanks for joining me on the mat. And today I'm just going to guide you through a feel good and full body yin yoga class where we're going to be working on opening up various areas of our bodies. And today's class will just be about enjoying the practice. Sometimes I have a team and ideas, and sometimes I just like to dive into yin yoga without too much thinking. So that's how I feel today. So thanks for joining me. And for today's class, all you're going to be needing is a bolster and 2 blocks and your yoga mat, obviously. And we're just going to start by sitting up straight. As usual, I like to calm my mind and set my mind into enjoying the practice. So let's take some deep breath. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the nose. Focusing on becoming lighter and lighter with every exhale. So I like to think about inhaling calmness and peace and exhaling stress, tension, worries, and anxiety. So inhale calmness, exhale stress. So when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if they were closed. And we're going to start by just going into a gentle twist of the spine. So from the seated position, exactly like I'm doing right now, we're going to keep our left leg in. And we're just going to bring the right foot over the left knee and down on the floor. So we're using the left knee to kind of brace itself against the right edge of the right shin. So from here, sitting up straight, we're going to take one big inhale. And on the exhale, you can hug the right knee, twist your upper torso, and look back, placing the right hand on the floor. Reconnecting with your breath and just softening into the spine. If you want to explore a deeper asana, you can use your left elbow and bring it around and over that right knee asked to brace yourself and go deeper into the twist. So whatever feels good for you today, both are totally fine. And when you're ready, you can release, untwist your upper torso and uncrossing your legs. So that might feel really good on the left side of your body, and you should feel more open in your spine. And now we're going to be going on the other side. So keeping the right leg in this time, we're going to bring the left leg over that right knee, placing the left foot on the ground, and then sitting up straight. So from here, we're going to take one big inhale. And on the exhale, with the right arm, we're going to hug the left knee, twist our upper torso, and place the left hand on the floor behind us. And then we're going to be looking back. So if this isn't enough of a sensation for you today, by all means, stay exactly like I am right now. Or you can bring your right elbow over the left knee and bracing it to go deeper into the twist like I'm doing. So whatever feels good, just reconnect with your breath and find stillness. And on your next exhale, we can release the position. Come back to the center, uncrossing our legs. And just taking a beautiful moment here to notice how our spine feels. Noticing the release of tension in that area that feels so good for the start of today's class. And then when ready, I'm going to invite you to turn facing the front of your mat. We're going to be working on stretching our hamstring and caterpillar positions. So you can open up the flesh of your glutes once you're seated, just like I am. And then lengthening the spine, we're going to take one big inhale. And on the exhale, start walking your fingertips forward, rounding the spine, bringing the chest to the chin, or chin to chest perhaps. And then once you find enough of a resistance, just reconnect with your breath and find stillness, waiting for your body to allow you to go deeper. If you want to place blocks in between your thighs and make a little tower just to support your forehead, that might help you to settle into stillness. And we can slowly start to walk our fingertips back, raising the upper torso and coming out of caterpillar, dropping our shoulder blades back and down. And just taking a moment here to relax. You can do small circles with your head, left to right, right to left, loosening up the neck. And I'm going to be placing the blocks aside. And if you have your bolster nearby, we're going to be placing it at the base of our spine. And we're just going to roll on our left hip and bring the right leg around and back, just like I'm doing right now. So we're going to be working on stretching the front of that right thigh. So keeping the right foot on the exterior edges and outside of the right hip. We're just going to take one big inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to be lowering ourselves down onto the bolster, stretching the front of that right thigh, and it might come off the floor at first if you have a lot of tightness in that area. But that is totally fine. It will come back down as it stretches and softens up. So let's fully relax on the bolster, allowing our shoulders to hang off both sides, palms up towards the ceiling, and just relax. So when you're ready, you can brace your abdominals, raise your upper torso, and roll onto the left hip to release tension on that right leg so we can move it out of the way and forward. And then you can come up to the seated position, taking a moment here to just enjoy how that feels. And when you're ready, you can roll onto the right hip, bringing that left leg back and around, setting yourself up for the other side here. And once you're in the position, just take one big inhale. Exhale, lower yourself down slowly onto the bolster. So when you're ready again, you can brace your abdominals, raise your upper torso while rolling on the right hip, just to release the left leg. And then coming up to the seated position very slowly. Just noticing how that feels. And now we're going to bring the bolster in front of us. And we're just going to walk our legs back and behind until we can come to the kneeling position. So from here we're going to touch our big toes together, open our knees to the edges of the yoga mat. And with the bolster in front of us, we're going to go into wide knee child's pose. It's an asana that I really love, and it feels really good when you want to just open up everything from your spine to your third eye in your mind and just your overall wellness. So let's take one big inhale here. Exhale, let's walk our hands forward. And then I'm going to invite you to hug the bolster and bring the right side or left side of your face in contact with it. Just softening into this asana. If you want a deeper groin openness, you can just slide your knees a little further away on both sides, which will stretch the groin area very well. And when you're ready, you can push through the palms of your hands, walking your hands back and raising your upper torso, and then slowly closing up your knees, releasing the tension in your groin area. So from here, I'm going to invite you to come onto all fours with the palms on the floor, spreading your fingertips wide and apart. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to push through our arms, raising our hips up stretching the spine and going into downward facing dog. So this feels really good. Stay here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to raise the right leg up and back and then swing it forward to the exterior edge of the right hand this time. We're going to be working on going into low dragon. So if you want to place a block at the front of your mat, we might want to use it for support. So from here is lengthening the left leg, placing our hands on the floor. We're just going to be working on lowering ourselves down, really opening up the front of our hip flexors, our hips area. This is a very great posture. So if you can lower yourselves down onto your forearms, go ahead. As you can see, I place the block on its highest setting just to support my forehead while I bring my forearms to the ground. You can also roll the right foot to the right edge of it, opening up your hip a little bit if that feels good for you. And when you're ready, you can push through your hands, bringing that right leg back in, and then walking your hands back, moving your hips backwards, going into a gentle hamstring stretch here behind the right leg. And then we can slowly bring the right leg back and around from all fours. Again, I spread our fingertips, tuck our toes, push our hips up, and go into downward facing dog. So from here, we're going to raise the left leg up and back, and then we're going to swing it forward on the outside edge of the left hand, lengthening the right leg here. And then just with our hands on the floor, just waiting for our body to open up before we try to make our way down onto our forearms for low dragon. So you might notice that this side might be easier or tighter than the other one. That usually happens in Yin Yoga, and it's quite normal. So if one side doesn't look exactly like the other, do not worry about it, just work with it. I'm going to be going down onto my forearms now, using the block for support. And reconnecting with my breath, trying to soften it up. And from here we can slowly push through our arms, raising our upper torso, bringing that left leg back in, and then moving our hips back into a gentle hamstring stretch on the left leg this time. And we can bring the left leg back and around. So sitting on our heels here, we can reconnect with our breath. Just relax a little bit. Notice how good you feel. How much you're enjoying today's practice of Yin Yoga with me. And now we can bring back the bolster in front of us. Coming back onto all fours, we're going to bring the right knee behind the left wrist, extending the left leg back. And then with the left hand, you can grab the right ankle and move that right shin forward towards the front of your yoga mat. So we're going to be going into Pigeon Pose. So moving your hips forward and down here, lengthening the spine. Let's take one big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to walk our hands forward, coming all the way down onto the bolster. And then hugging it, softening up into Pigeon Pose. This feels really good. So we can push through our arms very slowly, raising our upper torso once again. And then we can release that right leg back onto all fours. It might feel good to just wiggle your hips around in small circles, from left to right, right to left. And from here, we're going to bring the left knee behind the left wrist, extending the right leg, grabbing the left ankle with the right hand, and moving our shin forward towards the front of the mat, sinking our hips forward and down. Just going to take one big inhale here. Exhale, let's walk our hands forward, coming all the way down, hugging the bolster, and relaxing into stillness. can slowly walk our hands back when you're ready, coming all the way up, and then releasing that left leg very slowly. So we can place the bolster away and then bring our knees to the center of the mat. Gonna be crossing our ankles behind and then rolling back down onto our backs for Savasana, our final resting position for today's class. So get comfortable on your yoga mat and then become completely still, reconnecting with your breath and just losing all muscle tension and letting go of stress. Imagining it melting through the floor and disappearing into the ground. So when you're ready, you can either stay in Savasana or come all the way up to the seated position with me. So I wanted to really thank all of you for your ongoing support, whether you're subscribing to my channel, sharing the classes on your social medias, or donating to my PayPal account. I've had a tremendous and positive response from all of you through my teaching and this channel. And it is really my pleasure to be your Yin Yoga teacher. So I hope you really enjoy my classes, and thanks for taking another one with me. And it will be my ongoing and continuous pleasure to provide you quality classes to do from home. So with that being said, let's just place our hands at our heart, sit up straight, close our eyes, take the biggest inhale we can do, and then let's exhale any last bit of tension we can find or notice throughout our bodies and mind. And that will conclude today's class. So until next time, namaste. Bye guys.